Have you ever felt the sting of rejection, the heartache of being misunderstood? Maybe you've tried your best to fit in, to succeed, or to be loved, but instead, the world pushed you away. You felt invisible, like no one cared about your struggles or recognized your worth. But here's the truth that I want to share with you today. When the world rejects you, Allah accepts you. Rejection is one of life's most painful experiences. It leaves you feeling unwanted and questioning your value. Whether it's the rejection of a relationship, a job opportunity, or simply feeling like you don't belong, it can be soul-crushing. But what if I told you that rejection isn't always a bad thing? What if rejection is in fact a sign that you're being protected, redirected, and ultimately elevated by Allah? This video is about rediscovering your worth, not in the eyes of people, but in the eyes of the one who created you. Allah's acceptance is not like the acceptance of the world. The world measures you by how successful, wealthy, or attractive you are. But Allah looks at your heart, your intentions, and your devotion. His mercy is infinite, and His acceptance comes without conditions. Even when people turn their backs on you, Allah opens His arms to you. So, my dear brothers and sisters, if you're struggling with rejection, remember this. The world may push you away, but Allah will never leave you. His door is always open, His mercy is always near, and His plan is always perfect. You are never truly alone, and the acceptance you are searching for is much closer than you think. Stay with me as we dive into this beautiful reminder of hope, healing, and the unwavering acceptance of Allah. And as always, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers, because together, we're on this journey of faith. 1. Feeling rejected is a test from Allah. There are moments in life when the world seems to turn its back on us. People we trusted may abandon us. Those we thought would understand us instead judge us. And the world, which once seemed full of opportunities, suddenly feels cold and unwelcoming. In these moments of rejection, it's easy to feel unworthy and question our value. You might find yourself asking, why me? What did I do to deserve this? But dear brothers and sisters, know that rejection is not a sign of your worthlessness. In fact, it can be a part of the test that Allah has designed for you, not to bring you down, but to elevate you. Allah's tests come in many forms, sometimes through hardship, loss, or emotional struggles. The pain of rejection is one of these tests, meant to refine your character, build your resilience, and strengthen your faith. Surely, we will test you with a bit of fear and hunger, and loss in wealth and lives and fruits, and give good tidings to the patient. Notice that Allah doesn't say that life will be free of difficulties. Instead, He promises that we will be tested. Rejection, loss, and fear are part of life, but they are also part of a divine plan. These trials are not meant to destroy you. They are designed to test the sincerity of your belief and your trust in Allah. If you pass these tests with patience and perseverance, Allah promises to reward you beyond measure. Imagine a student taking a final exam. The questions are hard and the pressure is intense, but the purpose of the test isn't to make the student fail. It's to assess their readiness for the next level. Similarly, Allah's tests are designed to prepare you for something greater. When you face rejection, it's not the end of your story. It's a chance for you to prove your faith, to show that even when the world closes its doors, you will not give up because your hope lies with Allah. Consider this. What if rejection is Allah's way of redirecting you towards something better? Maybe the job you didn't get wasn't meant for you because Allah has a better opportunity waiting. Maybe the relationship that ended was saved by Allah's wisdom because it would have brought you pain in the long run. At the moment, it's hard to see the bigger picture, but that's where faith comes in. Trust that Allah's plan is better than anything you could imagine. He knows what you do not know, and His wisdom is infinite. Being rejected doesn't make you a failure. What defines you is how you respond to that rejection. Will you allow it to make you bitter and hopeless, Or will you use it as a stepping stone to grow closer to Allah? When you feel rejected by the world, fall into sujud, cry to Allah, and pour out your heart. He listens, and He understands your pain better than anyone else. And through that connection, you'll realize that rejection from people is often just redirection from Allah towards something greater, something more aligned with your purpose in life. Patience during rejection is key. Allah gives good tidings to those who endure with patience. So the next time the world turns its back on you, remember that it's not a punishment. It's a divine opportunity for growth. Keep your head up, keep your prayers consistent, and know that the one who truly matters, Allah, will never reject you if you turn to Him with sincerity. 2. Allah is always close to you. When the world leaves you feeling abandoned and unloved, there is a comfort that remains constant, a presence that never wavers. Allah is always near. In moments of rejection, it is natural to feel alone, as if no one can truly understand the depth of your pain. But the truth is, even when everyone else seems distant, Allah is closer to you than anyone ever could be. This closeness isn't just metaphorical, it is real, constant, and deeply personal. Indeed, we have created man, and we know whatever thoughts his inner self develops, and we are closer to him than his jugular vein. Let that sink in for a moment. Your jugular vein is one of the most vital parts of your body, and it is literally right under your skin. But Allah says He is even closer than that. What does this mean? It means that when you cry late at night, thinking no one can hear you, Allah is there, listening. When your heart aches and you feel like your prayers are going unanswered, Allah is there, understanding every emotion. When you whisper your fears, your hopes, and even your doubts, Allah is the one who knows them before you can even put them into words. The world often attaches conditions to acceptance. People may love you only if you meet their expectations or fit into their definitions of success. But Allah's love is unconditional. His closeness to you does not depend on your wealth, beauty, or status. Whether you are at your lowest point or your highest, Allah is always near, ready to help you if you turn to Him. His nearness is not just to observe you, but to guide, protect, and comfort you. All you have to do is reach out to Him with sincerity. When life's storms hit, many of us instinctively turn to people for support. But people are limited in what they can offer. Even those with the best intentions may not fully understand your struggles. But Allah, the All-Knowing, understands every hidden aspect of your pain. He knows what is in your heart and what is best for your soul. Sometimes Allah allows you to feel rejected by people so you can recognize His presence. The moment you realize that no human being can give you what Allah can, you unlock a source of peace that is unshakable. When you feel alone, remind yourself that Allah is never far. Let this truth comfort you, empower you, and give you hope. Turn your loneliness into an opportunity to connect deeply with Allah. Speak to Him through dua, and you will find that His nearness fills the void left by worldly rejection. His acceptance is worth more than the acceptance of an entire world. You are never alone. Allah is always close, closer than you can imagine. 3. Rejection can be a blessing in disguise. When you face rejection, it often feels like a door slamming shut in your face. The pain can be sharp, and the disappointment can linger for days, months, or even years. You might think, why did this happen to me? What did I do wrong? But what if rejection isn't meant to harm you? What if it is, in fact, a hidden blessing from Allah? Sometimes, what we see as rejection is actually Allah's way of redirecting us towards something better. Fighting is enjoined upon you, while it is hard on you. It could be that you dislike something when it is good for you, and it could be that you like something when it is bad for you. Allah knows, and you do not know. What we perceive as a loss may actually be the key to something greater. Think of a time when you prayed for something so passionately, a job, a relationship, or an opportunity, but it didn't work out. At that moment, it probably felt like your world was crumbling. But perhaps, after some time passed, you realized that the very thing you wanted so badly could have harmed you. Maybe that job would have led you away from Allah, or that relationship would have caused you more pain than joy. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, knew what you did not know and protected you from what you could not see. Rejection can be Allah's way of guiding you toward your true purpose. Imagine trying to board a ship that you believe will take you to success, only for it to sail away without you. At first, you feel devastated, but as you sit there, you notice another ship approaching, a better, stronger ship that will take you to an even greater destination. That's what rejection often is, a detour to something far more beautiful. When you trust in Allah, you begin to see that His plans are always superior to your own. What you lose in the short term may be replaced by something that brings you long-term peace and joy. Rejection also humbles us and reminds us of our dependence on Allah. When everything goes our way, it's easy to become overconfident and forget that Allah is the one in control. But rejection pulls us back to reality. It strips us of the illusion that we are self-sufficient and brings us back to our knees, where we pour our hearts out to Allah. This humility is a blessing in itself because it brings us closer to the one who knows us better than we know ourselves. Sometimes we don't get what we want because Allah wants us to grow. He knows that without hardship, we wouldn't develop resilience, patience, or faith. Think of a tree that grows in strong winds. The winds might bend its branches and shake its roots, but those same winds help the tree grow stronger and deeper. Similarly, rejection can be the force that helps you grow spiritually and emotionally. It teaches you patience, reliance on Allah, and trust in His plan. 4. Build a strong relationship with Allah. In moments of rejection and despair, when the world seems to abandon you, there is one relationship that will never fail you: your relationship with Allah. When people distance themselves from you or when life's circumstances make you feel forgotten, the key to peace and fulfillment lies in turning to the one who will never leave you. Unlike human relationships that can be temporary or conditional, Allah's love, mercy, and companionship are eternal. It is through this relationship that you can find comfort, purpose, and strength even when the rest of the world turns away. Building a strong relationship with Allah is not just about performing obligatory acts of worship. It is about fostering a connection that brings tranquility to your heart and fills your soul with hope. When you pray, it's not just about completing the 5 daily prayers. It's about pausing everything else in your life to have a personal conversation with Allah. When you make dua, it's not just a ritual. It's an intimate moment where you pour your heart out to the one who already knows your pain but loves to hear you call upon Him. So remember me, and I will remember you, and be thankful to me, and be not ungrateful to me. When you remember Allah, He remembers you. Imagine that. The Creator of the universe remembers you. If this doesn't bring you comfort, nothing else will. You don't need to be perfect to build this relationship. You don't need to have all your problems solved. Allah accepts you as you are, flaws and all, and through your sincere devotion, you will find that your heart begins to heal from the wounds inflicted by rejection. Start with the small things. When you feel lost, seek guidance by reciting the Quran. The Quran is not just a book of rules. It's a lifeline, a source of wisdom, and a guide for navigating the difficulties of life. Each verse can be like a personal letter from Allah to you, reminding you that He is with you every step of the way. Reflect on the stories of those who came before us and how they relied on Allah during their struggles. You'll find that the more you engage with the Quran, the more your heart feels at ease. Salah, prayer, is another powerful way to connect with Allah. It's not just about physical movements. It's about standing before your Creator in humility and recognizing that He is the only one who can truly understand and fix what's broken inside you. In sujud, prostration, you are at your most vulnerable, but you are also at your strongest because you are closest to Allah. Don't rush through your prayers. Take your time to feel the connection, to let go of your worries, and to trust that Allah hears every word you utter. Dua is your direct line to Allah, and it should never be underestimated. No matter how big or small your request is, make dua with the certainty that Allah will answer you in the best way. Even when the answer is delayed, know that Allah is working behind the scenes, preparing something better for you. Remember that making dua isn't just about asking for things. It's about acknowledging that Allah is in control and that you trust Him with your life's outcomes. The beauty of a strong relationship with Allah is that it doesn't rely on external validation. You don't need the approval of others to feel worthy because Allah's approval is enough. When you build this connection, you become spiritually empowered. You begin to view rejection not as a curse, but as a redirection. You understand that even if the world rejects you, Allah's acceptance is all you need to feel complete. The emptiness left by worldly rejection will be filled by the peace of knowing that you are loved by the Most Merciful. 5. Allah accepts the brokenhearted. Life has a way of breaking us down when we least expect it. Sometimes it's the rejection from loved ones, the failure of a dream, or the loss of something we held dear that leaves us feeling shattered and empty. In these moments when our hearts feel broken beyond repair, we often think we are too weak or damaged for anyone to understand us. But there is good news. Allah accepts the brokenhearted. In fact, it is in these moments of vulnerability that His mercy and compassion shine the brightest. When you feel that your heart can't bear the pain anymore, remember that Allah is especially near to those who are broken and seeking His comfort. You are not abandoned just because you feel weak. Being broken is not a sign of failure, but a sign that you are human. And the best place to take your brokenness is to the one who created you, the one who understands the depth of your pain even when you can't express it in words. Obey Allah and His Messenger, and do not quarrel with each other, lest you should lose courage, and your prowess should evaporate. And be patient. Surely Allah is with the patient. Allah is not distant from those who are struggling. He is with them, comforting them, guiding them, and preparing them for something better. When your heart is broken, it's not the end. It's a chance to rebuild with Allah's guidance. The world may see your tears as a sign of weakness, but to Allah, they are precious. He sees the silent prayers you make at night, the tears that fall on your pillow, and the moments when you feel too weak to carry on. None of these go unnoticed by Him. Every tear you shed while calling upon Him is recorded, and every moment of pain endured with patience brings you closer to Him. Sometimes Allah allows our hearts to break so that we can turn to Him fully. When everything else is stripped away and there's nothing left to rely on, that's when we truly experience the depth of Allah's mercy. When you cry in sujud, pouring out your pain, know that you are in the safest place in the world, at the feet of the one who can heal your heart. Allah doesn't reject the brokenhearted. He mends them in ways that are better than they could ever hope for. The heart that turns to Allah during hardship comes out stronger, purer, and more connected to its Creator. Rejection and heartache are temporary, but Allah's mercy is eternal. While the world may overlook your pain, Allah never will. If you feel broken, don't try to suppress your feelings or pretend to be okay. Acknowledge your pain, but then take it to Allah. Cry to Him, make dua, and trust that He is the one who heals. The process may not be immediate, but His timing is perfect. What feels like a painful delay is often Allah's way of preparing you for something better. The key is to remain patient and trust in His plan. My dear brothers and sisters, as we reach the end of today's reminder, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. Rejection from the world can feel painful, but it's often Allah's way of guiding us to something better. Remember, His acceptance is all that truly matters. When you trust in His plan, you will find that even the moments of rejection are blessings in disguise, leading you to growth, healing, and success. Don't forget, Allah is always near. His mercy is abundant, and His guidance is waiting for you to seek it. So if you ever feel lost or unloved, turn to Him. Cry to Him, make dua, and trust that He will never leave you empty-handed. The world may reject you, but Allah's door is always open. Thank you for watching Deen Xplorers. If you found this video inspiring, please like, share, and leave a comment below. Let us know how Allah has helped you through your hardships. Don't forget to subscribe to Deen Xplorers so we can continue this journey of faith together. May Allah bless you, guide you, and always keep you under His protection. Until next time, stay strong and stay connected to your faith.